Hello everybody, and welcome back again to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. This is now the Austrian Grand Prix, round 7 of 16 in this final season. If you haven't seen the most recent one from France, I urge you to go back and check that one out before you check this one out. So it's been 2 home wins in a row, with Lance Stroll winning in Canada and Pierre Gasly winning in France. I aim to put a stop to that here though, but first off we need to get out of Q2, which is what we've done. Leclerc though is looking very, very strong, and we were able to take the championship lead in France, so here's hoping we can hold on to that. It is 1 point in it though, between me and Leclerc. Right, final qualifying lap then, and I am giving it everything. I want this pole position, best way you can start the race. And I am nailing these apexes down. So far so good in the first sector, but there's still 2 sectors left. Now this circuit is one of the most relatively easier circuits on the game because there aren't that many corners, but it makes exiting the corners crucial for getting the maximum exit speed and straight line speed out of the car, and that is exactly what we're trying to do, and we're 7 tenths up on P6 there, which happens at the moment to be Leclerc, and in the end our time was good enough for P7 with Schumacher P6, and it's George Russell taking pole over Jack Aitken and Lando Norris. That is a stunning qualifying by Aitken.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. George Russell will begin today's event from pole position, and Jack Aitken completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Michael Schumacher, Joker, Giovinazzi, Vettel and Valtteri Bottas, Tsunoda, Ocon, Lance Stroll and Eilert, Latifi, Markelov, and Guan Yu Zhou, and Robert Schwartzman, Mick Schumacher, Lundgaard, Gasly, and Nikita Mazepin. And now it's...
Right, on the grid, Austrian Grand Prix ahead of us. And it's lights out and away we go for this Austrian Grand Prix. Verstappen has not got a good start, but our teammate has. Meanwhile, Giovinazzi just sending one straight up the inside. I've had a car just go full send up the inside of me. I believe that was Esteban Ocon. So, I don't know what he was trying with that move, because that wasn't going to work. He just half-heartedly sent it up the inside and went into me. Right, braking for the next corner. Verstappen's not got a very good run because he's stuck behind other cars. That's enabled us to go round the outside of the Mercedes and up into P7. Although Max Verstappen is now having a look at coming back at us, I'm keeping the inside line, and I'm nearly going into Giovinazzi in the process, which is not what we want to be doing. Right, so a relatively decent start for us in P7. Giovinazzi ahead of us, and Leclerc in 5th, and he seems to be tucked right up behind a Mercedes. I think that's Jack Aitken. So Aitken's lost a little bit of time on this start. It's not been a great one. Verstappen right behind me. Norris sets the fastest lap. It's a virtual safety car. I'm braking to reduce my delta, and Verstappen has just gone straight past me under the safety car conditions. Surely that's got to be a penalty. Anyway, what I'm seeing here is Latifi has gone into Ocon while pitting. Ocon was pitting and Latifi's gone into him, and I think damaged his car terminally from that. Oh dear, oh dear. But Verstappen overtaking me under the safety car, not even getting a penalty for it. I'm coming
Drop
into
your
pit
speed,
under the
our
safety
dogs
car.
risk too
Max.
low and we risk a
Well, that
penalty.
was
Slow
silly.
your pace immediately.
That was silly. I mean, I should have backed out of that one, but Max overtaking me under safety car and not even getting a warning for it. That's just
Okay, the
typical
incident has
FIA,
been
isn't it?
cleared. Let's get back up to racing
Verstappen does
speed.
anything, it's one rule for him, another for everybody else. Right, back into the race, and we are now having a look at Esteban Ocon, trying to get past him. We're now at the back, but we're on fresh tyres,
We're in
and my
danger of
plan
running out of
is
fuel
to
before
carry
the end of the
on
race.
until the
Start being a
rain
little
comes, because
conservative
there
with
is
the
rain
remaining fuel, please.
forecast in
That
this
means
race.
lifting off the throttle and letting the car
That
close
was
to
my
the
thought
braking line.
process there, but we ended up getting involved in an incident with Max Verstappen and Christian Lundgaard there, not getting very keen to give me any room, so Ocon is also right behind me, having a look. I'm nearly losing the place. In fact, Ocon's going for P20 on me. Ocon really trying to send that one, but it's not happening. No, it is happening. Ocon's just sent it, and he has taken P20 off me.
Okay, we
So
lost
that
the
is
position.
not a
Try
place
to
I'm
keep
happy
focus.
with losing, as we've now gone on to the gravel there. But we're now watching as I get alongside Ocon again, and I'm going to try and get past Lundgaard as well, but Lundgaard keeping the inside line. He's now gone to cover Ocon. I'm just going to take them both here, and we're going to go into Mazepin. No, we're not. I really thought that'd be a collision with Mazepin. We do, however, bang wheels with Lundgaard, but we have got the move done, and that is P19 for us. Nearly speared straight into the side of Mazepin there. Right, this is going to be an easy overtake. Ocon is now into the pit, so he's taken damage from Lundgaard. Ocon, that's the second time he's pitted today. He's really not having a good day at all, is he? Right, next up is Zhou Guanyu in the Williams, and he's got Pierre Gasly ahead of him. After winning the last race, you've got to say it's all gone to hell for Gasly, but that's a pretty straightforward dive up the inside, isn't it? We're now up into 17th. Oh, look at this little traffic jam here. This is Markelov, Schumacher and Gasly. I've just stuck around the outside, played it safe, but we have got Pierre Gasly. Next up is Mick Schumacher in the Aston Martin, dead ahead of us, and we're going to have a look down the inside. I'm going to try not to go into Markelov, as Eilert and Schwartzman are now battling it out. Two XF2 drivers going wheel to wheel there, and another XF2 driver right up their chop. But however, Markelov will not have the momentum that they've got. Eilert has actually got the move done on Schwartzman. So Schwartzman must be struggling. And in fact, Markelov was having a look at him as well. So Schwartzman must be struggling. He's back up the rear end of Eilert though. And we've gone sweeping round the outside of Markelov. We are taking way too much time and losing way too much time fighting these guys to make this strategy work. So we have got to get a move on. And I start by going round the outside of Schwartzman. That's a brave move there. We're now just trying to give him a bit of a squeeze, but Schwartzman is insisting on staying alongside us. Our former teammate not giving me much in the way of room there, but we have been able to see him off. So, yeah, this is progress. Right, we're now right behind Jack Aitken in P6. And I think he's made a pit stop. Actually, no, I'm not sure whether he has made a pit stop or not. If he hasn't, he's going backwards through the field because he's now behind Lance Stroll in the other Aston Martin. We've got a safety car out, and we have completed the move on Aitken. We've done what Verstappen did, and the reason for the safety car, really, Michael? Really? I'll give up. So what we've done there is, I think Yuki Tsunoda goes into the safety car. That is hugely bizarre. And cars are just piling into him as well now. So we've lost a few cars there as well. But I did to Tsunoda.
Okay, clear.
I did to Aitken what Verstappen did to me. And, well, I got away with that as well. So I don't know what's going on there. Right, round the outside of Zhou Guanyu, because we have taken the advantage and made a pit stop for fresh tyres. So we are not going to be disadvantaged by not having the fresh tyres. And next up is Lance Stroll. Oof, that look there just isn't on. And it looks like Verstappen and Schumacher ahead of us are rubbing wheels. Meanwhile, we've got, I think Esteban Ocon's pulling off. And straight into him goes the McLaren of Sebastian Vettel. I think that's Sebastian Vettel. Yes, it is. Vettel piling into him, and a Williams going straight into the incident of Callum Ilott. What is going on in this race? Madness. Absolute madness. Right, now we're on to Lance Stroll for P7. And trying to have a look at going around the outside there. That's not going to work, so we're going to switch to the inside for the next corner. We've got the line and we've got the overtake done. Charles Leclerc is now tucked up what I think is behind a Schumacher. I'm not sure which one. I think it's Mick, and we very nearly clatter into him as he goes into the pits there. Not sure about that one, Mick. Anyway, how are we're only halfway through this race when so much is happening? I don't know, but now we're up to Charles Leclerc for 5th, setting the fastest lap. I'm going to go round the outside of turn 1 of our championship rival. That is that overtake done. Now we've got Max Verstappen tucked up behind Giovinazzi for 3rd. This is good. There are scraps everywhere in the field. Verstappen getting Giovinazzi. Are we able to take advantage of Giovinazzi's lack of momentum? Well, we are round there because he didn't get out of the corner too well at all. And on the hard tyres versus our fresh mediums, Giovinazzi just doesn't have a chance of fighting this one off. Right, next up is Verstappen, who is in 3rd with Lando Norris in 2nd. And it is George Russell leading the way, who has been completely unbothered by any of the shenanigans in this race. Now Verstappen's having a look up the inside of Norris. They've made contact. I'm going to try and go through the middle of them because Lando's not got off the corner too well. Verstappen's touched me. He's stuck on my car now, and we've gone round and into the wall. How are we still in the race? I don't know, but Verstappen is going to be out of it. The safety car's out, into the wall again. Giovinazzi is also out of the race. Wow, that was a very strange sequence of events there. I did come across on Verstappen to try and avoid going into Norris, and then Max touched my car, and then he got stuck on my car and ended up going round as I did as well. And I think Giovinazzi just got caught out by that whole thing. Anyway, we rejoined the circuit again after another pit stop in P14. There are 15 cars left in this race. This really is a race of attrition. Right, first up is Mick Schumacher. We're going to go round the outside here. And that is the move we've got done. And I think we're nursing some floor damage because the car is sliding everywhere. So we do have some kind of damage of sorts as we now dive up the inside of Valtteri Bottas as well. Ocon in 11th. So it was Schwartzman who pulled off earlier. I do apologise. And Nikita Mazepin in the top 10. You know it's been a crazy race when he's in 10th. But anyway, this race, there's still some drama left in it, as we do still have rain on the way. Right, covering up, going to Ocon. Ocon covers, but we've gone round the outside. Next up is Mazepin. And this should be a relatively straightforward overtake because it is Mazepin after all. Gonna have a look up the inside. It's just gonna be outbraking him. Move is done. And you can see Zhou Guanyu fighting some of the front runners there. And I do have rear wing damage as well, which isn't helping with the sliding. Right, now we're going to try and get down the inside of Artem Markelov. And that's a bit of an ambitious move. There is definite wheel banging there, but wow, that's really not clean driving by myself. Zhou Guanyu's about to pit. Oh, I really thought he was going to go into Gasly then. We've had to take avoiding action. And Markelov just trying to have a little peek up the inside. That's not happening there. What is going on in front of me at this moment in time? There is a traffic jam seemingly caused by my teammate. And he's got Gasly right behind him. And I'm going to try and get past Gasly here because he is being held up by my teammate. Oh, Gasly's going up the inside of Schumacher here now. Gasly has got him. And we're going to try and follow him through down the inside here. Again, banging wheels. Michael Schumacher having to dive out of the way, and now we have got rain starting to fall.
It's your choice as to whether you want to fit the wets next time you come in.
And what is going on there? That is Stroll, Leclerc and Aitken. And look at this, Gasly's looking at getting involved too. 4 cars getting involved into one corner. I'm going to brake super late and I'm going to try and see them all off. Has that worked? Of course it hasn't worked. That was way too ambitious an overtake. And now Gasly's trying to get back through. I'm trying to cover off Jack Aitken. Oh my days, I'm trying to catch my breath here. Right, Leclerc has got ahead of Stroll. Gasly is right behind him, and we are right behind Gasly. And wow, what is this race? This is just chaos, right? We're now having a look at trying to get past Gasly. Stroll, I think, has taken damage throughout that whole kerfuffle. Gasly goes down the inside and, well, he's got the move on Stroll done. I'm now going to try and follow him through. Oh, I've gone wide and I've gone into Stroll there, so I locked up my brakes. That was bad driving. I tell you what, this isn't by any stretch of the imagination, this is not my cleanest race at all. Aiken's having a look up the inside now. That's not happening. As we now hold on to P5. There's Stroll coming into the pits. And I believe Nikita Mazepin has piled into him. So, yep, Mazepin piles into him. That's front wing damage on the Haas. I don't know if Mazepin will be able to continue from that. Now the rain is falling. We're going on to intermediates now because the circuit is getting wetter.
Race on this compound.
And has anyone else pitted for the intermediates? I don't know, but looking at the circuit, I'd say it's just about right. Right, now we've got Zhou Guanyu right behind us. But we need to get these intermediates into the working range. And at the moment, it's got to be said, the slicks are just about working better as Zhou Guanyu gets up into the top 10. So maybe a little bit of a premature decision by us. But whatever, you know, I'm going to stick with it for now because I feel like this is the right call and that the AI will be in the next couple of laps. However, end of lap 32, the AI is still not in and I'm still losing little pockets of time. So have I made the wrong decision and just fallen completely out on the points? Verstappen having a look down the inside now. After the big shunt we had earlier, how he's still in the race.
Disabled.
I am amazed. Alright, Jeff has just told me on the radio DRS has been disabled, so we don't have DRS, which means the track is intermediate ready. That's usually the sign for me to change tyres. And look, we're starting to catch a lot of the other drivers up. First up is Zhou Guanyu. We've got that move done. Next up is going to be Michael Schumacher. And that's an easy enough overtake, isn't it? Right, next up is Artem Markelov. Running in P8. He's having a great day out of all of this. But we are catching him like wildfire. We've gained 7 seconds in one lap. This just proving that it is intermediate conditions. Look how much he's struggling off the corner. We've got a yellow flag out. I'm not quite sure why that is. We've gone past Markelov. Oh, we've tagged Markelov. And we've got a spun Norris there recovering. So I'm not quite sure what happened to him. We did make contact with Markelov there. I think he's got back going again. And look at that, Mick Schumacher and Jack Aitken we've now got. They've got so little speed out of the corners, but they've all decided to stick it out on the tyres they're on. And this is the last lap. And we've caught Bottas again. Look how slowly he's going, getting up to P4. One of the easiest overtakes I've ever done. And I low-key found myself wishing this race had an extra lap so I could catch Leclerc and Gasly as well. But we've moved up to P4. So in a way, I guess you could say, going on to Inters has worked for us. But it's a win for George Russell. It's P2 for Pierre Gasly, who was 16th at one point. Leclerc takes the final podium place. We grab 4th. But man alive, what was that race? That was mental.
Smiling faces on the pit wall after a superb win here in Spielberg, and rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, you know what they say, to finish first you have to finish. And that fact was clear today, with lots of retirements having a big effect on the outcome of the race. As a driver, you tend to keep reliability concerns to the back of your mind and just focus on what's in front of you. But for the teams, races like this can be very stressful.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Charles Leclerc's points
Well, George
today
Russell
take him
just
to the
wasn't
top of
bothered
the
out front,
championship
was he, in the
standings.
end?
Some amazing
That was a
talent out on the
dominant
track
display
today.
all
But
race.
Anthony, who would you
Pierre
pick as your
Gasly
driver of
taking
the day?
second,
Well, you put me in a bit of a
George
tight
Russell
spot today,
third,
but I
I've
think I'll
taken
go for Pierre
fourth.
Gasly.
Very
He
much
kept his cool
surprised
under
to have
pressure
done so
and made
there.
the most of some difficult
Bottas ended up
circumstances.
fifth.
It's time to
Aitken
check
got
out the
sixth,
constructors' standings.
7th was
Red Bull
Norris,
pulled
8th
further
was
ahead
Mick
in the
Schumacher,
standings. Meanwhile,
with
Ferrari
Verstappen
have
and
improved their
Zhou
position.
Guan
A
Yu
strong weekend for
taking
them
the
as they
final
fight their way
points
towards
place,
the
and
top.
Markelov
Well, that was certainly
spinning
an
out of the
incredible
points
weekend of
in the
racing.
end.
Be sure to join myself and
And the
Ant
point
for more
standings
exciting
now,
Formula
I
One
believe
action soon.
Leclerc has taken the lead back, but only again by 1 point because we took the fastest lap. So the championship lead does change, but again it's by a minimal gap. And Russell still hanging on to third in the end of it, and Red Bull starting to pull clear in the Constructors' Championship now. But that was a crazy race. Right, let's have a look at the most controversial moment of that race then. And that was me going across on Verstappen. You can see there, Lando did actually dive out of the way. I didn't notice that. I misjudged that. But by that point, Verstappen's car was stuck on mine. As you can see, he was still trying to make his way there. Oh! Just watching. Oh my goodness. That was nasty. That was ugly, right. Another race moment. This is Lando Norris then, spinning out of fourth. The conditions just too damp. And the slick tyres just not working. Yep, round it goes. And the final incident you'll see will be Markelov. You see there, Norris doing quite well to get that back going. But yeah, that's me going around the outside of Markelov. And I think he just understeered into me there. Well, thank you for watching this race. That was chaos. I'm not super proud of my driving in that one, I'll be honest. But if you like what you see, leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, thanks for watching. TTFN, guys. Ta for now.